This channel supports Extra Life in its efforts to raise money for the Children's Miracle Network. For more information about how to donate and join in their efforts, go to the link displayed here. Extra Life. Play games, heal kids. What up, everybody? This is your boy Black Magus, and I haven't really heard people talk about this YouTube fan funding thing too much, but I've been investigating it as I've been looking into different ways of trying to grow my channel and generate some funds to try to move beyond just doing YouTube content and kind of improve my life, starting to be more independent, not having to always depend on looking for a job, working crazy hours, things like that, but it's kind of establishing myself by generating my own income somehow. So I've been looking into things like fan funding, Patreon, GoFundMe, all these different ways to try to do startup things, to get things situated and then go beyond there. And I noticed that YouTube had the fan funding. Now, it's been around for a while. It's just something I never really paid that much attention to. So I decided to do some investigating on it, and it's pretty interesting. I'm not one to want to ask for help, ask for donations, but I'll put things up. Like, I do have a screen tip for my Twitch page that I don't really talk about. I actually just cut a couple of videos before this trying to introduce the Patreon and the GoFundMe, because I have a habit of not introducing those things, talking about them. I mentioned them briefly and then I move on, but I figured I might as well just put up an established video, so if someone wants to look at that and they want to go ahead and donate, hey, it is what it is. It's like, I'm not going to ram it down people's throat. Part of me thinks that I probably should do the Patreon thing, because I think the Patreon would be a really good way of helping me continue on doing the YouTube thing the way that I want to do, and get to the point where I want to be at with it, where I could kind of turn it more into a media center, not just for gaming, but of course for the social topics that I like to talk about. And I feel like if I were able to get funds, I'd be able to do different things, maybe take trips to places and have interviews and discussions, things like that. Trying to look better at a bigger picture for the YouTube thing. So maybe doing a Patreon promo might be wise. I don't know. You guys in the comment section, let me know if that's an idea that you're down with. But anyway, so I was looking into the YouTube thing, and one of the things about the YouTube funding that when I first heard of it made me kind of squeamish is that, sadly, it's YouTube. A lot of us who do YouTube, or who looked up enough information to know about YouTube, know that YouTube is a pretty precarious place. Sure, if you're able to get a high volume of views consistently, then YouTube can be extremely beneficial financially. That being said, not everybody can do that, especially with so many people out there doing the YouTube thing. And YouTube has some interesting, CPM rules and things like that. Even getting partnered, even though it's a good thing, it kind of makes things a little more hectic, because, at first, if you're just for YouTube and you get on AdSense, YouTube gets a cut. You get certain percentage per 1,000 views, and it's not a high percentage. So you're not collecting revenue really fast. You get with a partnership program and you collect revenue a lot faster, but it's still not that much unless you're getting substantial views. So, and you're splitting it 3 ways, so that's kind of dicey. So when the YouTube fan funding thing came out, I was like, how is this going to work? What's going to be the deal with this? Where's the advantage in people getting with this? So I'm looking at the page now, and it seems kind of fair, but until I actually try it, I would never know how it would end up, if I actually got on it and got donations, to see how it will totally turn out. But it seems like it's relatively like PayPal. I'm looking at the list now. Basically the split is YouTube gets a certain amount depending on where you're at, plus 5%. Now, say in the United States, they get 1 cent off of each donation, plus 5% of that donation. So they give the example: if you got $10, they're going to get 21 cents out of that $10 plus 5% of $10, which will end up turning out to be 71 cents. So instead of getting $10, you're getting $9.21. So yeah, it's kind of similar to the PayPal type of thing. Now, I don't see anything that says there's some type of hidden fees, all of that stuff. It just seems really straightforward, but I've never heard anybody talk about this, so I would really like to know if you guys know of anybody who's utilized it and what's their feedback on it. What have you heard about it? I'm curious to know what's the deal with this fan funding. It's kind of something that's not really talked about in the YouTube community, and I would really like to get more information and understand it better. By the way, just for those who may be interested, who may want to go ahead and try it themselves, do know this is limited right now. Right now, it's available in Australia, France, Japan, Mexico, Spain, the UK, and the United States. Fan funding payments are non-refundable. So if you're going to make a donation, you can't refund it. So keep that in mind, which I think kind of works better in some cases with things like Stream Tip, where people are able to send e-checks and stuff like that, and then like take them right back. Of course, in a lot of cases, you get banned when you refund donations from the system, but at the same time, kind of like a good way to troll somebody. You can send them a crazy e-check for like $1,000. They get all happy, and all of a sudden that money's rolled away, and they're like, "What the fuck happened?" So it's a troll tactic that people could use too. But yeah, it's only supported on desktop browsers and Android apps. I'm not surprised. It's Google, so you can do that through your computer or through your phone on the I guess the YouTube Android app is what you can do it through. So there's some information about fan funding, but again, I want to know what you guys know. I want to know what's the deal, and if this is something that's worth using for content creators, or if it's something that's just not up to par and they shouldn't even touch. Anyway, you guys hit me up, let me know what you think, and I'll holler at you later. This your boy Black Makers, and I'm out. Deuces.